All right, everyone. How you doing? I'm going to show you what's the next step after you do a video. So I actually went ahead and answered the question. So I'm going to share my screen. Remember, when I share my screen, a lot of times you can't see certain things that happen in the upper right-hand corner. But right here, I'm sharing my screen. I'm showing I answered the 4 questions. I got 4 out of 4, 4 out of 4. Don't hate, don't hate, don't hate. Anyway, so I can review each question. After I go through the questions, I can see, and really it can kind of help because one of these questions actually asked me about the central idea and gave a brief synopsis of the central idea. It was here. Currently, a summary of the text. Currently, there exists debate about the possibility of time travel. Certain physicists believe that quantum mechanics makes time travel a theoretical possibility. Many physicists are concerned about the paradoxes inherent to time travel. After you finish those, I don't have to really review that again, okay? I'm gonna go back and click here, and I'm gonna go to my other activities. And my other activity should be the power words. I don't see them, but I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, power words are at the bottom. So I go all the way down here, and I practice the power words. So I'm gonna practice those quickly. Because I don't have any. Okay. So then I go back to my activities, and I look at the section, and when I go back to Google Classes, I'm going to go to my class. Let me change my share. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to change my share now. And after you answer the question, you should see where the actual assignment was written. It says, read the article, tiny particles may be able to travel in time, or maybe not. After you read that, there are 2 questions. How are these texts connected? What are some things the author of both articles would agree on? What would they disagree on? Now, since I have those notes from the quiz, I can actually use that to kind of help me. How are these texts connected? The tiny particles, I can say the texts are connected because they show the transition or development of the theory of time travel. For instance, not tiny particles, the thrill of time travel shows how Albert Einstein and other physicists began to incorporate the ideas of quantum physics into time travel. Thrill also incorporates how this theory has been embraced in popular science fiction movies, books, and film. Tiny particles takes the reader deeper into the text and allows the reader to see that there are some inherent contradictions One thing I like about this is all I have to do is right click and check my spelling. So I shouldn't see a lot of misspelled words when you write. Right click and then check your spelling. Between quantum physics and I'm going to go back to the other text because it said quantum physics and it was another one. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Just to review it, quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Oh. So I'm going to go back here. Quantum physics and quantum mechanics offer a certain level of paradox or confusion between the actual probability of time travel. Look at all the mistakes I'm making. But I'm right clicking and then I'm checking my spelling very quickly. That's question number 1. Then there's a second question. What are some things the authors of both articles would agree on? What would they disagree on? One thing both articles would agree on is that math or physics is a way to determine the validity or the possibility of time travel. What would they disagree on? They would disagree on how to use physics to come to the conclusion that time travel would be possible, especially in tiny particles. Tiny particles, especially in tiny particles, mainly because tiny particles posed several different math problems or strategies or simulations to determine if time travel is even possible. And that's my little, and then I click here, and that's my response. So after you read an article, the questions are going to be here, and I need you to answer those questions. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna stop sharing the page. See you guys later.